All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are on to lesson 6, and lesson 6 is all about comparing fractions to decimals, decimals to decimals, fractions to fractions. So we're just going to do some practice comparing. So imagine that you have 3 6/10, and you're comparing it to 36/10. As I've told my own students, we can't even think of comparing these, and here's why. Because they're not in the same format. You have a decimal, you have a fraction. You have to make them both the same. Either turn them both into fractions or both into decimals. Personally, I would turn them both into decimals because they're a little easier to compare, but you do whatever works for you. If you don't have something to write on right now or a writing utensil, you need to get it. All right, so personally, I'm going to change this guy. I know 36/10. If I pull out all my holes, I have 3 holes and 6/10, which immediately shows me they're spot on the same. Now, if I wasn't sure, I could take this and put it underneath just to compare. They're the same, so they're equal. You see what we're doing? All right, let's go ahead and just do a few practice ones. This won't be a very long lesson either, and you guys will be moving right on to your problem set. All right, so here we go. Let's imagine I have 4 thousandths, and I'm comparing it to that. You can't compare them because they are not the same format. Please turn them into the same format. Pause while you do this. All right, what you should have found is that 4 thousandths looks a lot like that, because that's my thousandths place. Ones, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So now I have 4 digits versus 2. I have to make them the same number of digits now. So I'm going to bring this guy over here and make him 0.4 and just fill in the gap, because 4 tenths is the same as 400 thousandths. Now, if we were to compare these, which one's bigger? Well, gosh, if you cover up that decimal, I hope you see that 400 is bigger than 4. And that's how it looks. All right, let's move on to our next one. Let's imagine we have 209 over 1,000. And we're comparing it to 0.29. I can't tell you which one's bigger because they're not in the same format. So pause while you turn this into the same format. Either make this a decimal or make this a fraction. Go ahead and pause. All right, so what I should have seen you come up with was that this equals 0.209, because it's 209 thousandths. Now, if I were to compare that to this one, if I put them together like this, I have 4 digits and I have 3 digits. I can't compare them. So I have to put that 0 in here. If I were to look at them this time, I would see that 2's are the same, 0 is smaller than 9. Or if you just cover up those decimals, it looks like I have 290 versus 209. So obviously 290 is bigger. That's what I'm expecting you to do today. You can't compare them if they're not in the same format. You can't compare them if they don't have the same number of digits. Please be very careful on your problem set today. Find a partner and work on the problem set, which is on Schoology. Good luck.